What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to a new episode. I'm Davon Lewis, your host. We're conducting another episode under the brand of WWE, whereas we're doing a review and results for the WWE Monday Night Raw. So many great things that took off when it came tonight under the new era of Triple H, which has been doing a phenomenal job when it comes to everything that has been taken on to the swing of things. We had new tag team championship being revealed, which is all right, decent for my own hot take. Is better than those old school championships, those silver dollar and penny ones. But it's a new facelift when it comes to the new tag team division, as they had a nice little gold touch to it, as well with red emblem. Couldn't ask for anything better than that. I believe SmackDown probably be getting the same kind of little touch to it with their own kind of version, as well with the blue kind of little detailing touch to it, which would be kind of nice on both sides to get a little facelift when it comes to the tag team division just in general. Tonight's card was a decent one as we had a Cody Rhodes appearance. We had Rhea Ripley relinquishing the WWE Women's World Heavyweight Championship. We also had a three-way tag team match to determine the number one contenders for the new tag team gold, as well as we had appearance from our Awesome Truth, who were in the house to receive the new tag team gold. As well, we end up having returning Sheamus, who was rocking the crowd as he took on Ivar, as well as Kenneth Ray and Indy Hartwell taking on Maxine Dupree and Ivy Niles. And on top of that, on the win, we end up having Andrade in singles action taking on Dominic Mysterio. We had women's tag team action as well being booked this evening. We had Chelsea Green, Piper Niven, and against Caden Carter and Katana Chance. And then we had two phenomenal back-to-back main events, which was Jay Uso taking on Finn Balor. And in the main event was Sami Zayn taking on Chad Gable, which delivered a banger when it came to being over there in Montreal. But all the while, I appreciate you guys coming through to show your love and support. But let's go ahead and get to the nitty gritty of everything that you guys came through here for, as we're going to go ahead and get into this Monday Night Raw review. Appreciate you guys coming through and show your love and support. And let's get to the start of everything, how everything pretty much kicked off with Monday Night Raw. As we end up having Rhea Ripley coming down to the ring. In her arm, well, her arm is pretty much in a sling. Adam Pierce was in the corner right behind her as she did her whole intro and everything like that. And she had a decent promo from my own partake. It was okay. It was pretty decent. It was not too bad, not too shabby. I'm going to go into the guidelines basically as I quote off of what Rhea Ripley said throughout the night. She says, obvious, we all know what's going on after Liv Morgan attacked her last week. She's being told she's stuck on the bench for quite a few months, which is kind of suck when it comes to the situation. And she's been told that she needs to vacate one thing that means the most to her is her WWE Women's World Heavyweight Championship, and that really basically pissed her off. And the fans proceeded to chant bullshit throughout the whole entire thing. I mean, they were loud when it came to the whole situation. And then she basically nods her head, agrees, and then she lays the title directly at her feet. And as she was laying the title, she started talking about how much it hurts for her to do so. And she calls Liv Morgan a direct coward for blindsiding her and says she has dropped her where she stood, and that this is a warning to whoever wins her title. When she comes back, she's coming back for blood. And then, of course, things broke down as Liv Morgan's entrance broke down. Security was coming down in the middle when it came to everything up the ramp. The security we got in the middle between everybody that was situation when Rhea ran out to the ringside as well. And things kind of broke down, but not into a brawl as security was in the middle of it. And, of course, Adam Pierce was doing the job that he possibly could do when it came to everything, when it came to that situation. But he kept everything at a bay. But then Rhea Ripley ended up delivering a nice headbutt went to one of the security officers, and they pretty much went to break from there to hype things up for Sheamus, who was initially making his return in a nice, lovely video package. It was decent for the way how they did put that all together. It was a nice, decent little 4 minute little package, but it's Fight Night officially now back on the Raw brand. But we shall see how things lead up towards the Monday Night Raw and SmackDown draft, as some many talent are basically getting their swap arounds. But we shall see how things fully break down when it comes to everything. And then, of course, once they came back from that initial commercial break, after that whole nice little prelude to Sheamus come back with a nice video package. Rhea Ripley was walking backstage when she runs into the rest of Judgment Day, who bring her in for a nice groove hub. And then Damian Priest says, as I quote, he knows when she comes back, she's going to make Liv Morgan regret it, and she will be more badass than ever. Then they love her, and Ripley tells them to keep Judgment Day on top. And Dominic Mysterio tells her he loves her, and when she returns, they got it. It's gonna be Judgment Day all over any brand, whatever brand they decide to go on directly from there. Then we get ready for the next decent singles action. We have Ivar taking on Sheamus, which was a decent, hard hitting match back and forth. I had a great time when it came to watch this match. It was a great thing seeing Sheamus back in the square circle. These boys went back and forth with a whole lot of arsenal of hard hitting back and forth. The conclusion of the match happened when Sheamus ended up hitting a nice, decent Brogue Kick and coming off directly with the victory from there. Then we switch gears over to another nice, lovely video package of Sami Zayn winning the Intercontinental Championship, and then they eventually go into the commercial break. They come back from the commercial break. Triple H makes his entrance along with Adam Pearce already in the ring, and there's a podium set up with some new championships being covered over it directly with a nice little um, covering everything that they had already set up directly when it came to the ringside. Triple H gets directly on the mic and talks about WrestleMania 40 and at the beginning of his new era. And Adam Pearce says Raw and SmackDown deserve new titles worthy of the new era. And they introduce Awesome Truth, who comes down and claims their new title belts. Triple H congratulates them, shakes their hands, says that they're going to be represented this brand, and they needed to do it in a way that representing the new era and style. Then, of course, things broke down from there when they had a nice little comedy set where R-Truth basically called Triple H Tommaso Ciampa, which that was kind of funny. And Triple H basically, keeping kayfabe, just said he got to leave. And then Adam Pearce says, why you ran off the boss? And of course, things broke down as Adam Pearce broke things down, saying we're moving forward, getting ready for the new era. After they unveiled the new tag team championships, they got three match, well, three-way when it comes to the tag team division to crown a new number one contenders for the tag team championship, the new world heavyweight tag team championships, which were DIY making their entrance. We started off everything. Then we had New Day, and we had the Creed brothers. This match was pretty decent from my own hot take. It wasn't too great, but it was okay with the nice prop spots and all the signatures that pretty much broke down. It was decent from my own hot take from there, and I really enjoyed this match. The conclusion of this match broke down once DIY was able to get the pinfall by hitting the meat in the middle on Xavier Woods, and they officially are the number one contenders when it comes to the WWE World Tag Team Championship. I look forward to seeing this feud, how these two teams will mix up, as DIY and our Awesome Truth have been friends for quite a while going to battle when it came to the Judgment Day, but now they're going to be on the opposite end of the fence, and they will be foes when it comes to battling over the new championship in the new era. I look forward to seeing how things mix together, but I look forward to seeing where the storyline is going to take as well, from my own personal opinion. But I'd like to know from you guys' own personal thoughts. Post your comments down below. It's always appreciated to know from you guys' own point of view when it came to that conclusion of that actual match, and as well as how you feel about DIY facing Awesome Truth for the tag team championship gold. Then we show Jackie Redmond. She's interviewing Drew McIntyre in the back. She asking, after they did a highlight of whatever, basically everything that happened at WrestleMania, including last week's Monday Night Raw with CM Punk. And Drew McIntyre didn't even get a word out. He chuckled, got pissed off, kicked the monitor over, and basically left as they went into a commercial break. Then we got things underway with women's tag team action. It was Candice LeRae, Indy Hartwell, The Way, taking on Ivy Now and Maxine Dupree. What more can I say about this match? This match was decent. It was hard hitting. It was very quick. Wasn't too bad. But we had a underlying kind of thing that we didn't expect. But Indy stepped up into a heel role and assisted Candice LeRae with picking up the pinfall after she interjected herself to get to distract the referee. Then she ended up stopping the hot tag when Ivy Now was trying to get on the ropes. Then she ended up booting Maxine Dupree, and then of course rolling over and putting Candice LeRae on top of directly over on Maxine Dupree. Then she ran over to the other side, ended up grabbing Ivy Now's legs, which caused for the referee to pick up the calls for the 1, 2, 3 from there. From this type, this feud has been going on for quite such a long time. Hopefully, they kind of figure out where it's going like that. It's kind of getting stale when it comes to these women going at it. They've gone at it in multiple weeks, even if it's variants of tag team singles matches, everything under the sun. I think it's time to bury this feud and move forward in a different light when it comes to whatever direction they're going with Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell, as well as Ivy Now and Maxine Dupree. Then we switch gears over to a hype reel from Damian Priest, highlighted from when he was in as being the first Puerto Rican world champion and WWE since Pedro Morales. It was a nice little package. They went through the whole entire highlight reel from when he got the Money in the Bank all the way up to WrestleMania when he cashed in and won the World Heavyweight Championship. And then they show more details of that package, him with his family, The Rock hugging him, and various legends as well, giving him his props for actually capturing that direct gold. Then we switch over to the Judgment Day's clubhouse. And they're over with Dominic Mysterio. He's hyped. Basically, things broke down very quickly. As Damian Priest hypes up everybody that's directly in there when it comes to the clubhouse. He hypes up Dominic Mysterio and tells him to take care of Andrade El Elo. He didn't appreciate what happened in the last few weeks when Andrade turned on the Judgment Day when it came to everything that initially broke down. And then Finn Balor, then he tells JD to go along with him to assist him with that situation as well. Then Finn Balor and Damian Priest has a conversation. Then Finn Balor says he wants to focus on the tag titles. But then Damian Priest cuts him off and tells him he needs to focus on teaching Jey Uso the meaning of loss. And Balor is on board. Then he fist pumps him. But of course, he was kind of confused on why he was booked in a singles match ahead of time without his acknowledgement until Damian Priest basically told him. But he already knew he was already on the card. But are we going to be seeing some tensions more when it comes to Judgment Day? Are we going to see Damian Priest kind of get over his head and then basically Judgment Day just gets enough of it and just get tired of him bossing? Because technically they said there was no leader in the group, that they all was a unit as like a brother and sisterhood. So we shall see what happens when it comes to that direct situation. But I know it's going to be cooking really hot when it comes to everything that basically breaks down. And I look forward to seeing what initially happens from there. Then we get ready for Andrade El Idol, who makes his entrance. And then he gets in a direct match with Dominic Mysterio. And he ended up going a distance when it came to everything that was going off. Lucha at his best. Hard hitting moves from Andrade back and forth. I was highly invested in this match. It was okay. The crowd was red hot when it came to booing Dominic Mysterio. But things broke down very quickly when it came to the end of the conclusion of the match. As Andrade was able to pick up the pinfall with the Messenger, which is new variant, new finisher that he's going with directly, with his underhook crossover back slam, which is pretty decent. Then things broke down in the post match as JD McDonough ended up attacking Andrade from behind and then putting the boots to him. And then Dominic decided to get involved as well to put the boots. Then Ricochet made the save. So we're probably most likely going to be seeing tag team action when it comes to Ricochet and Andrade taking on JD and Dominic Mysterio at a later date. Hopefully this doesn't disappoint when it comes to this tag team match. Ricochet has been in his own, and you can't ask for anything better when it comes to the tag team division. Just in general. So we might be seeing some new variant tag teams getting pushed. So we shall see what happens in the long run with this new feud that's getting built up when it comes to Ricochet now getting involved back in Judgment Day business and going from there. Then we switch to a recap of an all new different bloodline forming as Tom Tucker drumming, basically beating down Jimmy Uso and in the group, of course, follow up with everything with a nice little package. Then Jackie Redmond interviews Jay Uso to ask him directly how he feels about how things transpired when it came to Jimmy Uso. As I quote, Jay Uso said he talks about how dangerous the bloodline still is and that he told Jimmy to come with him. But for now, he got to stay focused on his match. And of course, he gets all hyped up and then they end up going to a commercial break from there. Then we get ready for a women's tag team action. Chelsea Green, Piper Nivens, I'm taking on Katana Chance and Kaden Carter. This match was a quick fashion match. It wasn't too bad, a lot of back and forth. But Chelsea Green and Piper Nivens were able to get initially a pinfall, finally getting the victory as Piper Nivens was able to hit the pinfall with a folding press, and then Chelsea Green was able to get the cover with the jackknife for 1, 2, 3 over on Caden Carter. Then they show backstage of Cody Rhodes walking backstage as he was arriving to the arena, which is a nice take when it comes to how they have been fully delivering on doing that new concept when it to come to the camera angles. I'm really enjoying it 100% for the most part. And I look forward to seeing more when it comes to how everything initially breaks down from there. Um, then Liv Morgan is interviewed backstage, and she had a lot to say from my own perspective. She said she's very pleased with herself. She's confused as to why everyone's mad at her and asks where the sympathy was for her when this is basically an eye for eye, tooth for tooth, shoulder for shoulder, and Rhea got what she deserved. It's going to be interesting to see what this whole Liv Morgan revenge tour is going to turn out. Hopefully, it turns to a masterpiece, as this is probably going to be a build up later on towards SummerSlam. But we shall see what happens in the wind when it comes to that initial blood as it spills over and that feud eventually kicks back up. But we don't initially have a timeline as well for Rhea Ripley when she will be initially returning. I know she's due to have surgery, so we shall see what happens in the long run. I know WWE is really good when it comes to the rehab, working with Dr. Andrews, and he's always been point on when it comes to getting them prime ready and get them back in a for orderly fashion, and so they become back better than they usually come sometimes. Then we get ready for Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, the new WWE Undisputed Champion, as he comes out, as WWE has officially changed it from, took it away directly from the Universal. So I guess the Universal has been catchphrased out and being removed initially. So they're going with the Undisputed WWE Champion. So it's a good thing. They're going back to old school roots when it comes to names when it comes to each championship, which is basically giving it a nice 96, 97 vibes when it comes to each championship. But I look forward to seeing how things really transpire with the new championship. I know a lot of fans have been hammering for him to bring back the Wing Eagle Championship, but I don't think it's necessary. He's doing a phenomenal job. Right now, Cody can pretty much whip it up and change it up to any color that he likes. He can even make it like Ultimate Warrior style. We can have variant versions, even have a white strap, or even other colors, or even basically mix it up and do something completely different off the radar when it comes to the new WWE Undisputed Championship. Then Cody Rhodes proceeded to get into his promo and talk everything over, which he said he talked about how The Rock seems to actually have a lot more than one match left in him, and maybe he will bleed again as well. But he also said no amount for preparation for training can change the fact that if Cody is going to bleed, The Rock's going to bleed with him as well. But he's a little confused about the addition of Tama Tonga by order of the tribal chief when there was no tribal chief to be found. But he wants to bring somebody out known as a lot about the bloodline, and he introduced his main event, Jey Uso. Then Jey Uso proceeded to get on the mic, and he said that he talks a big game, dropping a lot of nicknames. He says he's going to win the title, and he doesn't need Cody in his corner. And Cody accepts this, hugs him, and sees the floor before remembering that he had other one more thing. And he tells him until they eat again together, and proceeded to Cody Rhodes proceeded to leave and throughout the sunset. So of course he also made a hot take and letting everybody know that he's officially is on SmackDown because he's holding the new WWE Undisputed Championship, and that he's not going to be on a regular when it comes to Monday Night Raw. But for my hot take when it comes to the draft, it might be doing a swap switch, which I think Cody Rhodes will be coming to Monday Night Raw to make it a focus since it will be heading towards Netflix for this following year, heading towards 2025. And then Damian Priest is going to be making a switch over to SmackDown to draft. So thinking the both the world titles maybe making a switch. Same with we don't know what's going on with the tag team championship or the Inter or the United States championship. But if they decide to keep the respective championships on the same show, I'm so fine with it. There's nothing wrong with having them stay where they initially are at this moment. Then we get things underway for Finn Balor versus main event Jey Uso. This match was a lot of back and forth. Couldn't ask for anything better. A lot of transitional moves, a lot of headlocks, a lot of twists and turns. Finn Balor was controlling the majority of this match. As expected, he's a big time veteran. And then things really broke down as Jey Uso was able to pick up the victory with the diving splash. On the post match, the cameras ended up following Jey Uso over to the exit, through the crowd up into the concourse and out of the building, where Sami Zayn was walking and looking up at their rampant attention. And Jey asked what he's looking at. And Sami Zayn said 25 years ago, the first show he ever saw was in this building. Now he's here as a champion. He wants to walk in the same way he did all those years ago. Then the crowd follows Sami Zayn as he does and fires up as he enters through the Montreal crowd faithful and, of course, the conquering hometown. And he's sending everybody to break. Then, of course, Chad Gable came out, hopped with the crowd. When Big Boss Reed rolls up to say whoever wins, he's got next. He's going to challenge the winner. Then things broke down in the actual main event of this match. It was a lot of back and forth, a lot of transitional tags, very great techniques, very technical, a lot of technical wrestling when it came to a lot of dragon screws. Everything is in between, including back and forth exploders, comeback moves. It was everything that you pretty much could ask for when it came to this main event. The conclusion of this main event was pretty decent, wasn't too bad as Sami Zayn picked up the victory with a pinfall by hitting a Luva kick and retaining the WWE Intercontinental Championship. Then after the post-match, Sami Zayn crawled over to Chad Gable, who was down, helped him up to his feet, raised his hands, and Sami goes to the floor to his friends and family, start hugging him. And Chad has had enough, and then German suplexes him on the floor, putting him into the post, over the announce desk, and then ankle lock him in the turnbuckle. And the referees come to break it off to break off the show, which I initially thought Chad Gable was going to turn heel this following week. It was just blooming. It was boiling over. It was just a matter of time of seeing how everything initially was going to happen and transpire. And when Chad Gable being a heel is going to be highly interesting to my own personal opinion. I truly look forward to seeing how he dabs with everything, as well as we have more competitors in the win of the Intercontinental Championship, including Big Bronson Reed, and of course Ricochet, along with Jey Uso and so many others who are truly involved when it comes to this new realm of the championships. But of course, I'm gonna give props to Rhea Ripley. Of course, she initially relinquished her championship earlier. Of course, we already discussed it. But I gotta give her props, give her flowers. She did a phenomenal job as the women's world champion, and you couldn't ask for anything better than that. But initially, when she comes back, hope she comes back better than ever. And I will be tuning in when she initially makes her return. But when it comes to who I feel that may be the new women's world champion, the only person that screams when it comes to being the actual champion is Becky Lynch. That was the runner-up when it came to WrestleMania, almost defeating Rhea Ripley. And I feel like she'd be the best candidate when it comes to being the new women's world champion. But all around, this was a great, decent show. I give it a 7 out of 10 from my own personal take. It was pretty decent, and you couldn't ask for anything better. But all around, I appreciate you guys coming through. Let's get to also the post show of everything that's pretty much breaking down. I'm doing a giveaway for W2K24 as I did a raffle of getting subscribers up to 500. I surpassed that in a phenomenal way, and you couldn't ask for anything better when it came to you guys doing a phenomenal job, getting the subscriptions up, doing the likes, doing the shares, and of course I'm going to go ahead and announce the winner for tonight, who will be receiving the WWE WrestleMania 40 edition of 2K24. But I appreciate you guys coming through. I'm going to go ahead and play this nice little intro video, and then we'll be proceeding from there. All right, there it is, right there and there. Our initial winner is from Twitter. It's John Belanchi. Appreciate you for winning the giveaway, for getting it to that 500 mark of W2K24, of receiving that lovely gift. Appreciate you all for entering, as well as let's push it to the next levels, get it up to 1,000 when it comes to this direct YouTube channel. I appreciate you guys coming through to show your love and support, as I'm new to the IWC and I want to continue to push that momentum of being your favorite place to be when it comes to professional wrestling and so much more. But all of our post your comments down below, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.